Hi, today I'm going to show you how to change a ceramic or glass top stove, because nobody could show me online and it literally drove me nuts. So here's what we've got. Okay, first of all, this is the stove top. Now, as you can see, I've already pulled it out of the counter a little bit. This is the part that obviously was broken. Okay, now what you need to do, you need to get underneath here, and you need to look and see if there's any brackets holding it. On mine, there was not. It just was set down inside the granite. Alright, I loosened the electrical line right there where attached to the bottom of the stove. I still don't have any idea what I'm going to do with that. But this is the point I'm at now. As you can see, these holes right here, these are where you take the screws out to loosen the countertop once you pull it up. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to get back to filming. And okay, so we're back. It got a little more complicated than I thought. I don't know why I thought this, but see, this piece actually lifts off the back of the cooktop, and this is what you have underneath here. You got, you know, the burners. Each one of them is attached with a screw. You got 2 screws holding them down. Then you've got the whole electrical control section for the knobs, and then of course you've got your wire, you know, your power coming in from the conduit. So what I wound up doing is you have to take out every screw except for the 4 on each corner. Okay, the 4 on each corner of this frame here, and I apologize, this isn't a great video, but there's 4, 1 in each corner. Those are the only screws you do not have to take out to remove this particular cooktop. And once you take those out, then you can just lift it off. So what I've done now is I've lifted that off, and I've set the brand new cooktop right next to it on top of a cardboard box to support it so it doesn't get scratched. And I'm just going to simply transfer everything from the old one to the new one. And as I get that done, or if I have a problem, I'll come back and start. Okay, so I'm back. I had to take a break because I went outside and my wife decided to throw me in the not quite warm enough to swim pool, which was refreshing. I want to show you where we're at. Okay, this down here is the old broken top. I moved it off. Now, over here, I've got the new one. What I wound up doing was I had to bring the new one, I set it next to this one, but because I had not, the last time I filmed this, I had not disconnected the electrical wiring enough to give me room, so I just kind of moved everything over into the cover and slid out the old glass top, and then I slid the new one over here, and then I just started putting everything back. And you notice, I mean, the burners go and they fit perfectly. You know, I just had to make minor little adjustments when I screwed them in. Had to screw this back, make sure there's a rubber sleeve that goes over this part. And you want to make sure that these pieces right here, they slide over the flange of the edge there. And then I put the padding back in where it was, the other portion, and got everything screwed down, and we're ready to go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the top back on it and tighten everything down, and then I'll come back and show you whatever I figure out next. Okay, we're back for another phase. I want to show you something really important. I've got the top back on the unit, as you can see, but what I made a mistake on was I screwed the electrical portion on before I put the top. Now, obviously it has to be underneath here, but what I did wrong was I put the screws in. So what you want to do is you want to just set this in, slide the top on, then lift this up and put the screws in, because what happens is these screws prevent you from sliding this down. These nuts right here, the heads of the screws, the hex nuts, or hex screws, and so you don't want to put those in until you get the top on. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and put the screws back in all of the holes on the exterior side of the bottom cover, and then we should be good to go. Put it back actually into the granite top counter. Okay, so now I've got all the screws back in, and I've gone ahead and I've reattached the access panel that goes over the controller to the knobs. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that we're clean along the edges here, and then I'm going to go ahead and take a razor blade and I'm going to clean along the edges here all around the cabinet where it goes in. It looks like there's some kind of a rubber, sealer or something, which did not come with the part that I ordered, so I'm gonna have to run down to the hardware store and see if there's something like that. If not, then I guess I'm gonna have to figure out something else to use. Okay, so as you can see, I'm taking just a regular straight razor here, and I'm scraping the gasket or whatever this is. This could be dried high temp caulk or something. I'm not quite sure what it is yet, but I'm just going to clean all that off so we have a nice clean surface to work with before I lay this thing back in place. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the hardware store and see if there's a gasket that's special made for these, or if there's some type of caulking, because like I said earlier, I did not receive any kind of gasket or anything else for this part, so I don't know, if there's some special thing that goes with it or not. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm back to show you the finished product. This is the stovetop actually in place. I cannot find the rubber molding to go around the bottom. I'm going to have to order it, but in order to put the stove in without, or put the cooktop in without having to leave my kitchen in shambles for a few days, what I did was I bought some plumber's putty, and I just put a bead of that along the bottom here, and then inserted inserted the cooktop down into the counter. That will prevent spills, etc., from falling underneath the cabinet, and we should be good to go. So there you have it. I hope that was helpful to somebody, and I'm going to go ahead and order the foam. It's like a foam rubber seal. I couldn't find an actual technical name for it, but that's what's supposed to go there. When I get that, I'll just pop it up, place it down, and stick it back in. Alright, so good luck with your cooktop. Thanks.